Hey, what's up everybody? It's David McGill. Now, I know a lot of you out there want to start your own trucking business, but don't know what to expect when you first get started. So in this video, I'm going to actually do a walkthrough of the first load I ran as a trucking business owner to hopefully give you guys a better understanding of the behind the scenes of running your own trucking business. Now, if you like this video, then go ahead and let me know by giving me a thumbs up. And also let me know in the comment section. In honor of Black History, if you know who this is, go ahead and leave his name in the comment section below also. Now, you won't win anything for doing that, but hopefully it'll help with the YouTube algorithm. So the first load I ever ran was booked through Night Logistics. I got this from the load board, and the pickup was December 18th, 2017 at 1:40 in the morning was the appointment time. It was 1,200 pieces of product, and it was a total weight of like 45,000 pounds. Now, the load was actually bottled water from a facility near Indianapolis, and it was going to Marion, Indiana, to Dollar General. That was about 100 miles away. And it was to deliver at 7 a.m. the same day. This load paid $500. Now, when I booked this load, I got the rate sheet that was about 4 pages. And on this rate sheet, it had all the information I just read to you. But then there was also some driver instructions, some more comments, about billing, what to do in case of, lumpers, where to fax all your information over to, payment terms. A lot of that type of stuff was included on the rate sheet. I pretty much studied this sheet as if I was taking a test on it the next day. So I made sure I understood all the information, and I forget what day of the week that this load picked up on, but at the time I was still working in corporate America as an accountant. So I actually ended up using a sick day or a vacation day. Somehow I ended up not going to work because I wanted to ride with the driver so that I can see everything and how it works, so that way I can have a better understanding of the pickup and delivery process. Now, many of you guys already know, but I don't have a CDL, so I actually started my company by hiring a driver. So on these loads, on the first couple of loads, I actually, got in the truck, rode with them, made sure I understood, where we picked these loads up from, what process we have to go through to check in at the shippers. Also, how the truck rides, going down the highway, see if it was a smooth ride, make sure the truck was, in good enough condition to actually haul freight. And also at the receiving end, just to see, how we handle delivering these loads, what are the wait times typically, and things like that. Now, as a business owner, even though I don't drive the trucks, I wanted to be as hands-on as possible so that I can learn as much about the process so that I could eventually create standard processes around everything. So if anything happens in the future, if we get more of these particular loads, or even other loads that have similar processes, I would already understand how everything works. So on this particular day, I met my driver down at the yard where we were keeping the trucks parked, and we hopped in. We probably left about 1:15 that morning, and we got to the pickup. Well, I talked to the person at the guard shack to find out what information that they needed from me in order for us to check in, and most of that information, not most of it, but all of that information was found on the rate confirmation. So once I gave them my pickup number and all that stuff, they let us know what dock to pull in front of. So my driver parked the truck in front of the dock, and we just sat there for probably about an hour and a half or so, waiting to get loaded. And during that time, him and I were just talking, catching up, just talking about a bunch of different stuff, whether it be, trucking and, or, some personal stuff. So we just sat there the whole time, and just talked in the day cab. So once the truck was actually loaded with all the bottled water that we were delivering, we had to pull out of the dock and go over to the guard shack one more time, where they, gave us all our seals and everything, and we had to sign off. We had to sign off on the loads before we were able to take off. So we head to the delivery. Everything is going smooth. My driver, he let me know that the truck, it ran pretty well, and that was a heavy load. And he let me know that compared to other trucks that he's driven, that this truck ran just as well as those trucks did. Which for me, that was comforting, because that's my first truck. So I didn't necessarily know how it would go. So I felt good, hearing from him that, the truck actually ran pretty well. And, something funny about that is I had never even rode in a semi truck before. So, as we're going down the road, it's kind of bumpy. I'm seeing how much we're shaking, to the point where I was thinking that the truck wasn't running right, because it wasn't as smooth as, driving your personal car. But, he kind of laughed and said, nah, man, a lot of these trucks, like they, as you're hitting bumps and stuff like that, like they shake. So that's just a part of it. So again, that made me feel a lot better, knowing that on the first load, it wasn't anything too crazy. So once we got to the first to the delivery, and once we got there, it was like a ghost town. Nobody was there. So I got out of the truck and walked around and looked at what I could find, and I ended up finding like a note on like the office door that pretty much said that the facility had moved up the street. So we had to get back in the truck and take the load to the new facility. This was an interesting first load, because when we got there to the actual delivery, I found out about lumpers. So basically, they wouldn't unload the truck until they received a check for the lumper. And I didn't know anything about that, so I just reached out to the broker to find out what was going on. And he pretty much explained to me what information I needed to provide to the receiver in order for them to unload the truck. So that was a learning experience for me. The fact that learning that once you get to a delivery, there's times where you're gonna actually have to pay to have the truck delivered. I meant to say paying to have the truck unloaded, not delivered. Paying to have it unloaded. So that was something new to me, but I was glad it happened that first time, so that way I knew what to expect going forward. Now once we got unloaded, we didn't have any back loads to take home or anything, so we just rode home empty. And that was all intentional, because I wasn't looking to book any additional loads to keep going. That was just more so of a test run. I just wanted to learn the process, get to know the driver a little bit better, get to learn the business a little bit better from the driver's side. So I wasn't necessarily looking to continue to book loads at that time until I had tested it out and known that everything was smooth sailing from that point on. Now most of you out there who are looking to start your own business, most likely are going to be owner operators, so you're going to be driving your own equipment. So a lot of the things that I had to do, you guys won't have to do it. So you guys are probably already familiar with what it takes to check in and out of facilities, and how long it takes to unload your trucks and things like that. But since that was that was a new situation for me, I had to make sure I put myself in it just so that I could understand it from that standpoint. For anybody out there who's considering starting their own trucking business and hiring a driver, then that may be something you might want to consider also, doing the ride along just so that you can get a better understanding of the pickup and delivery process from the driver's seat. Now, hopefully this information was helpful to you guys. If you like more videos like this, then go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And also, if you would like to add anything to the conversation, leave a comment below. If you know anybody who could benefit from this information, please share this video with them. And as always, thanks again for watching.